Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of 26 properties coming off the weekend, which isn't too bad. That's a manageable list. Fascinating thing happened on the weekend is that there was a verbal agreement made between buyers and sellers. We were on the buying side, and the sellers received another offer while traveling, unable to respond to the offer, unable to put pen to paper, and so the property was scooped up. So it's very interesting. Things aren't like HGTV out there, is that it's actually real life, and I was amazed that somebody would not honor a verbal agreement. And I understand maybe they're chasing higher dollars, but it's a really fascinating thing, and the ethics of that situation are definitely in very gray territory on the seller side. So anyways, interesting stuff. We're going to start off with the first one at 1340 Main Street, Unit 308. It's at 229. It's a one-bedroom. And it's about 700 square feet, and I'll give you some context for this and probably a couple listings when we see another one. It's a great starter place. It's got nice colors. The photography looks great. I think the upgrades look terrific. It's not even on the first floor, which is where most of the 229 listings end up. 182 on maintenance fees. This one probably carries for about the same cost as rent. Definitely 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up on that one. It's fantastic. So this one here on Costigan is actually really well priced. Now, I know it may not be the perfect hardwood color, that sort of honey orange color, but this is a good deal. This is a pretty big condo, and normally we see the one bedrooms sell for even more. Now, this one faces the townhouses versus facing the green space on the other side. But I still think it's a pretty good deal in this condo. The thing about this one that's fascinating, this building, is that they don't have garbage chutes. So you actually have to bring your garbage down, which I guess the builder just kind of forgot to put them in. But yeah, that one looks good. Now this here on Maple, one bedroom plus den, it's actually about 700 square feet, so it's around the same size as the previous one. The layout looks very similar. For $100,000 more. This range at 333 is where the 3 bedrooms sell. So I don't know what these guys were thinking. I don't even know if it was a typo, if maybe they meant to put 233, but they put 333. But these guys are probably close to $100,000 overpriced based on what I'm seeing on this on the listing here. 894 Mckay is 354.9, and so it's 1235 square feet. I actually think it looks really good. I think the price is right on. We recently sold a similar home, basically the same model as this one with a finished basement for around this price. Now, so they're in the zone. I don't know if they're going to get that price. Mccandles is actually 100 square feet smaller than the previous one. It looks nice inside. Some pot lights, things like that. But it's carpet, it's 1130 square feet. At 369, I think they're really stretching this one. I doubt it's going to be possible. Aired court is 374.9, and so we're in the Heathwood area. Little close to the train tracks for my comfort level, but basically you've got one room, and it's really hard to configure this room because it's so narrow. Everything in this home, this model, is very narrow. I like the 9-foot ceilings. It definitely helps, but the layout, to me, is impossible to deal with. I think it would be really tricky to do anything there of substance, like on the main floor. It just feels very unusable. I've been in that one many times. So Riddell Crescent is 379, 1235 square feet, no finished basement. So we're basically looking at competing against the one at 354.9. And the one competitive advantage these guys have is the green space, but is that worth $20,000? Usually not in the sales. It's not usually justified at that point. Between 5 and 10 is kind of a normal range that we see the homes sell for, the premium compared to just backing onto other homes. Now this one on Cooper is 379. It's a semi-detached. It's probably like between 12 and 1300 square feet. It's called a Philgrove model. And so your kitchen is a little bit small and narrow, and then you've got a big family room, and then you also have a dining room in the front. And I'm quite confident with the way this one looks and being a semi-detached. They're going to sell it pretty quick, and it looks like there's a partly finished basement, so with the rec room added, it's over. These guys are going to nail it very well. Roseheath has a painted driveway. That, to me, is image edited. That's not what it probably looks like in real life. And the home itself looks okay. The parquet floors would have been a great thing to take out. If the money If somebody in a hypothetical world had the money to change the floors here, I think it would have been justified because they did the work in the kitchen. They've got some nice decor, nice furnishings, and the parquet can kind of knock the train off the rails. It's just something, it doesn't look modern in most cases. So $394.9, they are competing. I'm surprised a lot of these links and smaller detached have been hanging around for a bit. Waters Boulevard is at $429. And then you've got a finished basement. Don't have anything else here. It's 1745 square feet. Could include the finished basement here. So it's one of those things that's it's a little hard to tell just from the listing. Now Borden Lane is at 454.5. There's no photos on here, and it's got a pretty decent 105-foot D plot by 28. You've got a finished basement here. It looks like there's some kind of a kitchen, a removable kitchen, which is kind of funny because usually you don't think of it as removable. It sort of sounds disposable and just compartmentalized. But Donovan is at 455. We've got I think it's 19 something square feet. I mean, we've seen some homes that are some semi-detaches that are probably a couple hundred square feet larger than this one, selling for around this price. So they might do okay. It's hard to say. I mean, it seems like 455. It is a Heathwood, but you can find the same size semi for probably closer to the sort of 420, 430 range. Scott is at 459. Detached home, and it looks like it's got a nice floor plan. It's almost like, what's the name of this one? The Norriston, I think? Something like that. About 1,900 square feet, and that seems like the right range. Swan Crescent here, you're getting a bit of an older house, 1,800 square feet, 3 bedrooms. Actually, this one's 1717 if it's got the 3 bedrooms, plus it has a finished basement. Might be a little on the high side, but what could get them the extra premium is having a nice pie-shaped lot there too. Just watch the roofs and the age of everything on this home because it is starting to get into around that 12-year range. Lederman is at 500. It's been jumping around all over the place. They're at 499. They're at 520. They're at I don't understand the pricing structure of this one here, and it doesn't show as well as some of the stuff. Like there's one on Lederman facing the new park, nice upgrades, even well staged. Everything else at 495. I think it has an offer on it, but if not, that one represents, I think, much better value. This one on Savaline here is a Royal Fern. It's 2047 square feet. It looks like there's higher 9-foot ceilings, which makes it, I find, a big difference in this model. Some of the models not so much, but some of them really have a big impact with the 9-foot ceilings. You've got a loft upstairs plus 3 bedrooms, and everything's put together very well here. 522.9. The last one sold just under 500, but this one has a few more upgrades than that one. So Applewood is 525. Very interesting home. I think what they did at some point was they converted the garage and then they kind of made like a little sort of 2-story living area. And so it's really set up as a place where 2 families could dwell. Now we think about a lot of people that have the older relatives that are going to stay with them. The problem is you've got the staircase to get up to the bedroom and then stairs to get to the bathroom lower down and all that stuff, but it shows well. It's got a lot of nice features here. There's a lot of finished space. The lot's nice and big, and it's going to take a specific kind of buyer for this one. And it doesn't really have a garage. It's got this sort of area back here, but you can't access it through the house because this area is all finished. So it's a very unique home. I think for the right person, it would really be an amazing type of home, and there's tons of space. Probably one of the largest ones you'll see in that whole area. So this one on Clark is at 526.5, and I mean it's 1820 square feet plus a finished basement, and I'm having a hard time justifying. It is pretty nice inside, but I have a tough time justifying this kind of price. It would be a real challenge to see that happen. Simon's Crossing is 549, and so we're dealing with, I believe this home is about 2,200 square feet, and so you've got hardwood floors, you've got a decent looking kitchen here, and that's kind of a neat little area, a little nook just off the bedroom where you could possibly have homework and everything like that. And yeah, I think it looks great. 4 bedrooms, yeah, 2,173 square feet. Weller Crossing is 559. It's one of my favorite picks of the day. I think it has some nice features. That, I believe, is the front of the house, and then you get into the back with the family room overlooking the kitchen, and you've got some nice finishes in here. You've got some tasteful wallpaper. They've done a good job with the staircase too, the upgraded floors upstairs. So completely move-in ready. And at $559 for 2,400 square feet of pretty good usable space, it seems like it's in the range. Now we put a double listing there, so this is just the same one, and then we've got Weston Drive at $564. So you've got some granite countertops. It seems like a narrow family room. Also, I believe that fire is not real. If you actually have a look at that one, it looks like the exact same fire. So I have a feeling it was a cut and pasted fire. And that seems really narrow to me. It's probably not that way in real life. And we're dealing with, basically, we know it's more than 2,500 square feet. It might be in the range. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from the photos. Costco is at $568, $888. And if you've been watching the listings, you know this one's been listed for a little while up in the 580s. And so they're just coming back down to earth a little bit. And again, it looks like a pretty decent floor plan. I'm looking at the one on Weller, and I'd probably take that one above the Western one and this one here if I had a choice. We've got Wakefield at $589, so you've got a 54 by 147 foot property, and I think this area is definitely a place where you have a lot of room for appreciation. The home itself probably needs, as you can tell, a fair bit of work, but the actual bones and the size of the home and the size of the lot certainly indicate to me that this is the right range for the home, and I think they'll do just fine. Now Jelinek is like 36 something square feet, 784. Looks like they've done the right upgrades. The photos seem really dark to me, so getting a pro photographer in, I know I don't need to say it over and over again, but it really is true, is that can have such a huge difference on the sale price of a home. And everything looks great here too. So the floor plans, it's the name's not coming to me right now. If I saw it, I'd recognize it immediately. This one on Wettlaufer is $784.8. It's 3,000 square feet, so it's about 600 square feet less. And it's got a bunch of builder upgrades in it. Although it's laminate floors, they've got hardwood living dining, but you've got laminate in the family room. Not sure how that mix of floors would work, but you've got a ravine lot on this one, which is the selling feature. So would you rather have a 3,000 square foot home with a ravine, or would you rather go for 36 and not have that ravine? So that's the list, 26 homes. And if you have any questions, if you want to see any of these homes, just give us a call. We've got the buyer class coming up on Saturday, so that should be a great time. We've got special guest Colin Best, and he's promised me some very special stuff he's going to share, future of Milton, planning, development, all that kind of stuff. So you should really definitely tune in for that. I'll try and put it on video, but if not, you definitely want to come to the class. So just sign up over there, and we'll see you tomorrow.